lower body flexibility, guys. We're going to start off with the ankle joint, as we have done with a lot of the previous weeks, and then work our way up. Okay, so we're going to start off from standing. And again, feel free to grab onto something. I'm going to use the door handle here. And we're just going to start off with our ankle rolls. So just as large a circle as possible. I can really feel this after running yesterday, tight Achilles. So really try and pull the toes up, point the toes down, and get all the way over to the left and right as well. Okay, stopping there, guys, changing direction, so just reverse. So I've gone from counterclockwise to clockwise with these left ankle rolls. Just keep it going, a full range of motion through the ankle. And stopping there, changing feet. Now I'm coming right foot up. We're going clockwise this time first. Again, only add speed to the movement if you're getting that full range of movement in the first place. So make sure you're coming up as high as you can, to the right, to the left, and down as far as you can with each movement. And change directions. Now we're going counterclockwise. Or anti-clockwise. Counterclockwise is a bit American, isn't it? Keep going, guys. Just rotate as far as you can round. Shoot. One. Go back up. So now left ankle. Just point down as far as you can, then point up. So just toe points, and then toe curls. So point the toes down, curl the toes up. Point down, curl up. Point down, curl up. So ankle pumps. Pumping the ankle up and down. That clutch style movement. All the way up, all the way down. Okay, changing feet. And same again, it's around 10-15 seconds again, just up and down. Pump the ankles as far as you can. Keep it going. That's 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stopping there. Okay, next we're going to come into our knee to wall mobility. So you're just going to drop the knee forward. Okay, then come back up. Again, I'm going to use the door handle to actually hold on to here to kind of offset with my weight. You can hold on to a wall or a box, or use a desktop or your sofa top. Okay, just try and have your hands on something, just so you're offsetting with weight, and then you're just going to dive that knee forward over the toes and towards whatever objects you're using. So for me, I'm just tapping my knee on the glass there. Okay, if that's really easy to tap on the glass, just move your foot back a centimetre and keep doing that until it's not easy, until you can feel you get to that end range point where you think, oh yeah, couldn't go too much further than that. Okay, guys, stopping there, changing feet. You're going to do exactly the same, opposite side. Get my right leg, what I'm recovering with, so it gets a bit tighter, so I can feel that straight away a little bit more. Those are a bit stiffer after my run yesterday. And again, I actually feel the knee a bit more as well. So, again, you keep using the arms, keep thinking if the knees are hurting, you're just trying to offload those knees. And all you're trying to do is gain range through the ankle. So you've got to think about using the arms and upper body in general, kind of offload your weight. If you don't do that, you're actually going to be contracting the calves. And obviously, you're trying to relax. It's pretty hard to contract a muscle at the same time as relaxing it. So, again, you're trying to release tension. So use your upper body to hold your weight. Doesn't particularly matter what you use. You can use, like I said, desks, sofas. We're using kind of door handle and a frame with the conservatory here. The clinic is, again, just whatever you can get your hands on, just offload that weight. From there, I'll come back to that, okay, but in a second. First of all, general calf stretch, so your gastrocnemius stretch. So just feet shoulder width apart, both facing forward, and you just driving that back heel down into the floor. So if you look at the angle between my foot and the floor, and then coming up, you're kind of almost getting that 45-degree angle-ish. And again, all the stretches tonight, just going to allow that tissue to start stretching out. Tissues just stretch straight away really easily. We just pull them all the time, we tear them all the time. So it does take a little bit of time, a tissue to start stretching out. So make sure your stretches around for 20 seconds plus. It's a general rule of thumb. Okay, the tighter they are, the longer you probably want to hold them. Switching feet. And again, just hold. Keep holding, guys. Next we're going to come into our knees will stretch. So you're going to do the same exercise we did previously, but this time you're going to hold it rather than bouncing in and out. There's more of a mobility routine before. Coming up there, guys. Okay, now we're just going to hold. So, offload your weight again. Drop that knee to the wall. This time, just hold. A little trick you can do is pop that foot on the back of that heel. As long as you offload it again through your upper body, you can just pin that back heel down to get a little bit more of a stretch. Again, it's probably better on a desk. I feel like I'm pretty close to snapping your door handles off. Again, do use your upper body. Slowly come out there. And change your legs. So we'll drop that left knee to the wall. I think it's a little bit stiffer actually. I'm just going to step on the back heel. And again, lean onto the observatory there. Keep holding. Again, if it's really easy, you can drop the foot back a little bit further. And again, coming up there, guys. Okay, next, you're on the floor. Just want you to stretch those toes. Okay, so be in that kind of almost as if you're going to a sprint start position, but try and push yourself down onto those toes, roll them back, and then roll them forwards. Okay, so you're trying to stretch out the front of the toes. So you can come kind of out of the stretch by leaning back and into the stretch by leaning forward. Always keep that pressure down through the toes, push the toes down into the mat, and just let them roll back and then roll forward. If you've got a particularly tight knee, you probably feel this in the front of the knee. I know when I switch sides, I'm going to struggle with that a little bit. Okay, but yeah, this you should really feel in your toes. Feel it all in my left. Toes are on the floor. Just literally rolling backwards and forwards. From the knee down. Oh, so just a little bit of toe mobility. Important for the sprinters out there. And change your legs. So drive those right toes into the floor. And again, rolling back. Again, it depends on your knee mobility to a certain extent. Probably not giving you the best demonstration this side because my right knee is quite sore when I sit back onto it at the moment on this right side only. Again, I'm not able to get as much, but you can still, even with an issue, even with pain in the front of the knee or a lack of flexibility in the front of the knee, you can still drive those feet down the floor. You're using your body to push, dig those toes down into the mat. You can roll out the stretch and then again roll in, push those feet down into the floor. Push those toes into the floor. So the knees and the hips in a large range of flexion. And also the toes in a large range of flexion. Well, dorsiflexion at the ankle as you come back up, but the toes are actually extended. And soften there. Okay, next guys, we come to hamstrings. We'll start off individual hamstrings. So we're going to go left leg flat, right leg in. You're just going to reach forward, see how far forward you can get. Can you get to sock line? Are you up at your shin? Is your back feeling stiff? Can you get to your laces? Can you get over the toes? Onto the sole of your foot. Okay, just see how far you can get. Try to have the knee really high. If it pops a little bit, no problem. And then just hold. And go there. You're just going to change legs. So right leg straight. Left leg into the side, block it. And again, just reach forward down that right leg. And think of actually leaning forwards, not really, but actually lean forward and get the hips moving as well. Try and really stretch out hamstrings, lower back of the hip. Really lean forward into the stretch. See if you can get a little bit further down those toes. Depending where you are, maybe further down the shin. Again, just try and push yourself as far as you can in terms of kind of a pain-free stretch. It shouldn't be really painful. You're going to get that kind of intense stretching sensation. That's normal, but see how far you can get without any kind of sharp pains as such, if it is feeling really, really tight. Okay, coming back up there, feet together, we're going to go for our sit and reach test. Okay, feet together, knees together, reaching forward, 2 hands. How far can you get? I'm actually not too bad at this, and getting just over the toes. And just hold. Slowly coming back. Okay, feet in together. You get groins. So feet together, grab the ankles and just slowly drive the knees out. If that's already a stretch there, or it's particularly tender on the inside of the thigh, you can just let them hang down there. Gravity will do the trick for you. Otherwise, grab the ankles and just slowly and gently push out on those knees. And just hold again. And just hold that position. But if you start to feel the stretch get away, can't feel it stretching, we need to do push a little bit further. And slowly coming up. We're going to get a bit of a hybrid between hamstrings and groins. So legs fairly wide, and then just reaching forward. Okay, and again, actively involved as well. So just lean forward. Depending on where you're stiffest, where you'll feel it. If you're a tight lower back, you'll probably just feel it there. For me, it's not too bad today, so I'm feeling this more kind of inside of the hamstrings and the groin muscles. So medial hamstrings and the adductor group. And again, if the stretch starts to ease out, just creep forward another centimetre, see where you can get. Think about relaxing the legs as well, relax the quads, try not to tense up. That's quads and hamstrings, just let the legs get a little bit floppy. Just keep reaching forward, really get into this mat. So again, after kind of 10 seconds, you should be able to get a tiny bit further. Just keep trying to ease into the stretch, reach a little bit further. And slowly, slowly, slowly. Working your way back up, back to sit and reach. This is a slightly more generic measure of general kind of forward flexion. It's also reliant on mobility through the nervous system. So again, you may just feel this almost that kind of nerve, kind of not pain as such, but nerve tension, that kind of tingling you get probably around the back of the knees or even higher up possibly. So back to our sit and reach. So again, see if you can get further this time. The further you push it, the more you'll probably feel it in that nerve tissue as well. If you move the neck up and down as well, you'll usually feel that tension change as well. But you do have to be pretty much in range to feel that usually. So then coming back again. Okay, we're going to glutes and sit-in. So right leg forward, left leg steps over that leg. You can use the other arm. You can do a good hug, just pulling in tight. Try to pull in tight and also round slightly. You can use your arms as well, a bit of a block. However you want to grab them, you can hug them, just pull in one arm, wrap the other arm round, wrap it under, and pull tight. Completely up to you. As long as that knee is right in towards your chest as best you can, you should feel that stretch. I mean, usually outside of the leg, a T-band, out thigh, lateral hip, into glute. Okay, again, depending on where your tie is, where you'll feel it. And releasing there, changing the legs. So this time right leg, stepping over left. Use the left arm if you can to hook and pull round. So you're pulling in tight and also pulling round. And again, if it's easy, just hug a little bit tighter, pull a bit further around. See how far you can get into that stretch. Okay, starting there. Another glute stretch next. Figure 4 stretch, okay, or piriformis stretch. So glutes are involved as well. Ankle over knee, and then just bring the hips in towards you. Okay. If you want a bit of an extra hamstring stretch, you can bring the top leg up as well and straighten. You'll get the back of that left thigh. But otherwise, if you just want to focus on the glutes, you can bend that, just pull in and hold. And again, you've got that little extra leverage there if you want it. You can bring that leg over. Just make sure you still pull in the thigh in tight, so you get that stretch into that right glute and piriformis region. Okay, we all know what the glutes are. Piriformis is basically a deep muscle to the glutes. Feel free to have a Google if you want to see exactly where it is and what it looks like. You can probably feel it right now. Coming back down there, guys. Changing legs. And again, left ankle over right knee. Pull through again and pull tight. And again, if you want that extra hamstring stretch, or you just want a little bit extra help getting those hands in, you can bring that top leg up high, so I'll straighten it out. You might get a bit of a hamstring stretch on that side then as well. And slowly coming back down. Okay, next thing we're going to do is just let the knees drop out again. Okay, so kind of butterfly stretch, just in supine, so just lay flat on your back. Again, if you want to add weight onto the thighs, you can just grip the thighs, breathing down a little bit further. And again, just hold. If it's quite tender, or it's really tight, again, you may not need too much resistance. Otherwise, feel free to use your hands, just push out and bring the knees close to the floor. Good, coming back up, coming back into glutes. We're going to go left leg straight, right knee up and over, and then again pull down. So you're going to tight back, you're going to feel it on this one as well. So you bring your right knee up and over the left leg, and then you can use that left arm as a hook or fan, and just pull that knee down a bit further. Again, tight glutes or outer thigh, you can feel it all down there, otherwise you may just feel it in the back. And back and hips are connected, so a lot of the hip stretches you may feel into the lower back as well. Good, straightening that right leg. And left knee up and over. And again, all the stretches, as we did in previous weeks, try and relax into the stretch, try not to be too tense. I know some of them are a little bit tender, really try and slowly breathe and pattern down, allow those muscles to relax so you can get a really good stretch out of them. Good, coming back up. And this time I'm just going to go some knee rolls, just get glutes lower back moving a bit more. So hands to the side, crucifix kind of position, but with the knees bent. Then you're just going to drop the knees over to the right, and then drop them over to the left. And just keep rolling. Good. Last 10 seconds, guys. Okay, come into your last roll. Now, kind of a bit of hip mobility next as well. Again, lower back if we get involved. Just bring those knees in and up. Give them a good hug in tight. Okay, so work on that kind of maximal hip flexion range. Just hold, hold, hold. Just really squeeze in as tight as you can. Try and get those arms hooked And pull it tight. Again, and slowly coming back down. As I mentioned previously, one of my favourite stretches, just straight up hamstring. Coming back and over. Give it a pull in. Okay, so you're trying to get the two attachments, so over the knee, so you're trying to extend the knee, you're trying to straighten the knee, and then you're also trying to flex the hip. So you're trying to bring that leg right over. And you're stretching those hamstrings. Again, if you find it hard to kind of get a good grip, you can go lower down. If you want more torque, you can just use a T-towel or something over the top of the foot and just pull it down. You can use resistance bands or stretching bands, as some people call them, to just bring that leg down a little bit further. Okay, slowly coming down there. And changing legs, so right leg up and back. And again, just hold tight in there. Keep bringing it over the head. You can add to the stretch again, just pull it further at the head and the knee closer towards the chest. That's great, just keep adding into that stretch. Yeah, slowly come back down there. We'll put our sides next, guys. Very key muscle group we've missed out so far. Quadriceps, okay? So quad, four muscles in the front of the thigh. Put the back of your shoe or your sock, or if you can grab the front of the shoe, even better. Bring those knees together, bring that heel in towards the front. And just hold. That's really easy. Just drop the knee back slightly. And that top quadricep that also helps flex the hip. It's going to get a bit more of a stretch. You want to drop the hip back. So you drop the hip into extension, and therefore you're stretching the hip flexes. And switching legs, guys. So either turn over or swing them round. Lay on the other side, and knees together to start with, heel into bum. Try and grab it as best as you can. And pull that heel in towards the bum. If that's really easy, again, you just drop that hip back slightly. You can even push it into the floor a little bit. Three, two, one. And come up there. Guys, come back onto your feet. Last little bit through. Just 10 large circles. Okay, clockwise and then anti-clockwise. Good for 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Change directions. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stop in there. Guys, well done. Thank you for coming again. Any questions as usual, hang around for a couple of minutes, or otherwise email jack@energizetherapy.com. I'll keep you updated on class times, that sort of thing, mainly on the Facebook and Instagram page, but there should be an email coming out too. Hope you enjoyed the session. Any questions or comments, like I said, let me know.